Hi, this is Ivan and welcome to the channel. What I want to do today is run through my latest iteration of my flight simulator, Flight Simulator 5.0 for me. This is my 5th major build of this ongoing process. It's proven to be one of my favorite builds so far, and I'll run through some of the components with you real quick. First, we'll start with the computer. This is an upgrade from my previous build from the 4.0 machine. This is a 12th generation i7. Now, I could have gone with the i9, but honestly, it was a marginal improvement in performance at almost twice the cost. It just didn't seem worth it to me. This is an Asus motherboard and an EVGA 3080 Ti video card, 64 gigabytes of RAM, and I'm using a Corsair AIO cooler with the LCD screen. It's a pretty good setup so far. It's meeting all my needs. I don't think I'm going to get a 4000 series video card, but we'll see what happens when they drop the 4070. So it's on a stand that has a top built onto it, so just an extra place to put things. And now we'll come over to the flight simulator itself. We'll start over here. Now, I've done a video on this piece of gear here. This is the Winwing throttle base Orion 2. I have a different throttle on it. I'm using this as a collective, so you can see this is more for helicopter flying. And as we come this way, you can see the Thrustmaster pendulum pedal, which I still think is one of my favorite parts of the simulator in terms of accuracy and just overall good feel. Here I have the Honeycomb Alpha and Bravo units. That is brought forward from my previous build. And here I have the Winwing Orion 2 joystick base and one of their joysticks. I have a video up for this one as well. And what I've done is I painted a stool black, and I have it clamped down with the C-clamp. And you can see it right here. This is a leftover clamp. When I moved the Honeycomb units from the top to the bottom, I only needed 3 of the clamps and not 4. So that ended up working out real nice. And the way this works is I don't need this on every sim aircraft that I use, so I can take this and just move it out of the way. And then when I do need it, I can put it in up close where I need it. And it's also a great place just to keep my phone and maybe a drink or so. Over here are my Logitech panels. I actually am about to put out a video on my opinion on these. I have them, and so I might as well use them. I don't know that I would purchase them these days, but they are good looking. They do add to the feel, so your mileage may vary. I had them anyway, so I went ahead and reinstalled them. What I did, though, was the enclosure that I had, I've turned it upside down so I could also mount this under the desk and not on the desktop. On the bottom of that is my adapter for actual general aviation headset. It's basically a sound card, but it allows me to use my regular general aviation headsets. I use that during Pilot Edge and VATSIM. Coming over here, of course, I have an iPad, and currently I'm running Foreflight. Sometimes I can put Navigraph on there. And then I just picked these up. These are Planar 22-inch helium monitors. I picked these up used on eBay. I really like these monitors overall. They are 22-inch diagonal. They're huge compared to my previous monitors, yet in a way they almost take up less space because now the monitor goes all the way to the desktop, whereas before I had them sitting on top of either one of the Logitech units or on top of the Alpha or Bravo. So now I have larger monitors, additional monitors, but they don't go up as high as the previous build, and that's actually been pretty nice. The touch responsiveness are really good. I really do like these monitors. The colors are a little bit washed out to me, but honestly, it's not that big a deal. And overall, as I said, I'm very happy with that. Same LGA monitor set to Vivid. I'm not running 4K. I run 1080. I just haven't felt the need to run 4K. Plus, all my streaming is done at 1080 and not 4K, so it just didn't make any sense. The biggest difference probably with this build and the previous is the desk. As you guys may recall, the desk had everything on top of it, and everything basically came to the edge. I had a side area that came off over here, and that's where the keyboard and mouse went. And I really kind of got to the point where I wanted something where I wanted to reclaim some desktop space. And so this is what I did. I purchased from Amazon, it may be kind of hard to tell, but this is actually a desk that will rise and lower electrically. It's got a pretty strong motor in it. And I think it's rated at several hundred pounds. I got it off of Amazon. And then you have to provide your own desk top, which I did. It's this basically 3/4 inch plywood that I've stained a dark color, and I really like this desk. It's super versatile. I have some gear that I use sometimes for flight, for helicopter stuff, if I'm not using the Winwing stuff, and it will get in the way, and I can raise and lower the desk. And actually, sometimes even when I'm using the Winwing stuff, I don't need the desk quite as high as, because when I'm using this, obviously, if I'm banking, that can go down into my legs. But when I'm in the helicopter, I don't worry about that. And so it's nice to lower the desktop. So it's pretty sweet. And I get tons of extra space. And so far, I've got to say, this build has been pretty awesome. This screen over here to the right is I think it's a Wimaxit 15.6 touch. I use that to monitor OBS when I'm doing my streaming. In any case, this is my newest build. I'm at 5.0. This one's going to last for a bit. Let me know if you have any questions or comments below, and I'll be sure to answer your questions as quickly as possible. You guys have a great day.